the first box with level 1, the first one, and then level 2 has 2 of them, so you'll basically fill both of those. So you would have a control value of 2. So if your Vacha wants to kind of throw its weight around, you have 2 dice versus its 8. All right, so we're now rolling. This is the first session of the second season of Wield World. If everyone wants to just do a quick introduction of their characters and Vacha, then we will begin with the first wielder.
All right. My name is Rory. I'm playing Dracelith, who is wielding Eridu the staff. Oh, my Vacha is the Gorgon Shield of Lujon.
And any detail? Do we need to give details about what that means? Okay.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
So
my name is Steven, and I'm playing Kasmera Rohit, the wielder of the Gorgon Shield. And my Vacha is Suriel the Ring, domains of earth, darkness, and destruction.
All right, and my name is Mike. The Vacha that I'm playing is Eridu the staff, controlling the domains of animal, plant, and water. And the wielder that I'm playing is Baroness Cecilia Burton, who wields Suriel the Ring.
Okay. So to begin with, Casimira.
Yes.
Played by Steven. The courageous yet drunken woodsman. How often do you kind of end up falling asleep and being drunk in nature?
So I think that this is something I'm usually drunk whenever I'm in town. And once I go back out into nature itself, that's whenever I kind of tend to sober up and do my job. Yeah.
Okay. When you're in town and have been drinking, do you often do you end up staying someplace, or do you make your way home before?
I don't think so. I think that I actually live out in the woods, so whenever I go into the town to get supplies and things like that, I actually drink quite a bit, get drunk, and then usually sleep it off in an alley.
Okay. And so it sounds like you also live pretty far away from the
probably
town.
A day or two's travel.
Okay. Oh, wow, that far. Okay. Kind of off on your way there. Yeah, so you're on your way back home after having slept off the most recent drunk. And also remember, the Gorgon Shield, you're also able to kind of speak. So you're going around with this very ornate shield. At this point, how long for Rory? How long has the Gorgon Shield been with Casimira?
Probably like 5 years.
Okay. So 5 years. Are you getting impatient with him drinking, going to town, being out on the outskirts?
Well, my first question, I guess, would be where is he? Like what? Yeah, that would help me determine that.
Now yours is Lujon. Let's go ahead and put him in Cadilcia, which is what is it? I'm trying to remember how to just right, which is essentially south.
Oh, I see it. Okay,
southeast of
gotcha. Okay.
Lujon.
Okay. Probably not terribly impatient. I mean, he's at least somewhat close to Lujon.
Yeah, maybe not this way far away. Yeah, so Casimira, as you're headed back home, after sort of one of the benders, you've got your other supplies and such. You're not terribly far away from your house. When you notice in the distance, kind of coming over the woods, there's a fairly large plume of smoke. And it's away from the village you go.
I'm headed home. I'm not headed towards the village.
Correct.
Okay.
Like, you know that Beggar's Hole is over that direction, which is as one might imagine a really poor town.
Yeah, I think I'd stash my supplies that I've purchased,
Mhm.
kind of off the path a good ways, so that I'll be able to find it later.
Okay.
And then grab the shield and whatever weapon I have, and take off at a run towards wherever the smoke is.
We kind of put these. So Troutbeck is the town that trying to go to. Becker's Hold. It's a bit north of that. You reach kind of up on a ridge, and you're looking down, and you see that there are. Actually, I'll place that a little bit closer to the shore. Becker's Hold, sort of a poor fishing community. You see that the pirate raids have gotten pretty bad. There was, in your father's age, they said that an entire continent was swallowed up by the oceans, and they assaulted the shores. But since then, the pirates have become a big problem in this area, the new inner sea. And like you see off the shore, you see some ships, and this village itself is burning. You see that there are refugees streaming out, running kind of for their lives, and there's others who are looks like they're still somewhere in the town. You can see people raiding inside, going in, taking what they want, burning some of the other houses down, which usually they don't do a lot of burning because places like this get raided a decent amount.
And so it's unusual for the pirates to be burning the city. Usually they just raid it, steal things, and leave.
Yes.
Okay. I think my first instinct is to run down to the edge where I see the people streaming out, and kind of call to them, and tell them to get back into the woods. And I'm going to help direct people out of the town back that direction. Are there a large number of pirates or a small number of pirates?
It's a decent sized pirate ship, and what you're seeing, if these people had like a halfway decent town guard, they'd probably be okay. But instead, they are rather poor, rather destitute, and trying to make their way with fishing as much as they're sort of able to.
And are the pirates? They're still actively stealing. They're still actively grabbing things and leaving.
Yeah, Gorgon Shield. You notice you can tell that the ship itself is actually flying the flag of Luan. So the people at least are from there. Stephen, what did you ask?
Oh, I didn't ask anything.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So basically, at this point, you were referencing Gorgon Shield. So should they also interact in the scene?
Yeah, League is since you're the wielder of Gorgon Shield, anytime you're in a scene, so is the Gorgon Shield.
Okay.
Yeah, the Gorgon Shield. You're aware that the flags are flying are flags from Luan.
Okay. All right. Let me see here. So is he staying? So he's staying away from the raiders right now. Is that right?
That's right. I'm trying to protect the people.
I think the Gorgon Shield wants you to go down there and confront them.
You can tell him. You're always in telepathic communication with your wielder.
You must find the strongest among them and challenge them.
I think the people are the most important thing. Let's protect them first, and then we'll see who's left.
If you destroy their leader, they will be demoralized and they will leave.
So at this point, do we have a challenge, or do we just?
It just if the Gorgon Shield wants to try to force you, they can. But if they decide, so it sort of depends on if if it wants to force you, there's an option that can turn into a challenge. Otherwise, if it doesn't try to stop you, you can go and do your thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna press it super hard.
Okay.
So I think that once I see that most of the people are out, I will start confronting pirates.
Okay. Yeah, as people are like streaming out and running, you're hearing screams coming from some kind of further into the city. And you see at one point the pirates have almost set up a bit of a what's it called? Border, essentially, like a cordon.
Like a beachhead?
Yeah, kind of like through parts of the city itself. You see them as they sort of chase the people out. There is a boat. There's a smaller boat coming from the ship towards the shore. And as they're coming back, and you can see some of them still have blood on their swords as they sort of come out into the streets. Many are carrying things that they've taken from some of the houses and set some stuff on fire. They're clearly awaiting whoever's coming towards the shore. So are you like running into some of the pirates who are in the streets, or what are you doing?
Yeah, so I think that as they come out of a house that's obviously they're looting it, I'm going to confront them. If they're up for a fight, I will knock them down, and I'll try and prevent them from starting that house on fire. Okay.
Yeah, as you come in, there's two of them that come out and they're laughing. They brought out some valuables, some things that would be worth some money. There's not a ton here in the village, but as they come out and they're laughing and they're lighting, one of them just starts to and trying to light a torch so they can get kind of the thatch roof there. And you see them while they're rush straight in, or so you're trying to scare them away?
No, I'm just going to rush right in.
Okay. So your whole thing is just to basically try to push one?
Yeah.
Like just knock him out of the way?
Yeah.
Okay. On this one, since he's not going to quite know this is sort of just how the combat stuff works. It's pretty simple. They're not going to be defending, because we'll say it's surprise. Like everyone here is fled. They're not really worried about that too much. So you can try to do like 1, 2, or 3 wounds. 3 wounds would kill. You have 2d6 dice normally. If you have a background or personality trait that works, it'd be that. Your destiny doesn't fit here. The equipment definitely will if you're using the Gorgon Shield to knock them down. So the question would be like, how many wounds do you want to try to do?
So I think what I'd like to do is I'd like to do 2 wounds.
Okay. So that's a level 6. If you look up towards the top where it's got the name and then the 1 through 5, it has essentially it's one, like easy is 1 wound, that's no roll. Hard is 2, it's 6. Heroic is 3, and that's 12. So you have at least 2, 3 rolls. Do you think your background or personality traits fit?
I think courageous fits here.
Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 dice.
Okay.
Okay. So if you want to make your roll a 4.
4d6. What that is.
Yep. Not a problem. As you crunch into the first one, he like falls to the ground. You kind of feel something almost break under the shield. Like you hit him hard enough. 2 wounds is 3 kills someone. Knocks down the parts. And the other one kind of looks at you like a little dumbfounded. One of you found a spine, huh?
Actually, I'm here to protect these people, and you should know better. If you don't want what happened to your friend there, or worse, you should gather your friends and leave now.
Reaches down and pulls out a knife. Like, come at me with a shield. Is that all you got, Childs?
We'll see.
Okay. So he's going to try to do. Well, what we do is here we kind of determine, and this one we can kind of hold up like you can do like a defense. If you're trying to do a defense, and then 1, 2, or 3, how many you're trying to defend, or you can just hold up those for as far as attack. So I'll let you know he's going to try to attack for 2.
Okay. And I get to choose how many dice I'm going to try to defend with. Is that right?
No, you get to choose like how much. And then when you do this, you're trying to decide how much damage. Like, do you either want to do damage or do you want to defend with a certain amount of dice?
Oh,
usually the basics, and once you kind of got that, there's another little step, but
yeah. So
don't worry about it yet.
I think I'll defend with 2 dice.
Okay, so yeah, you're basically trying to defend 2. So in this case, each of you roll your dice. So he's got the knife personality trait. He's a pirate. He's got the background rather, and then the 2. So he also has 46.
Okay.
So you roll the same amount. Didn't roll particularly well.
And I roll 2d6.
You would roll your normal, like the 46 that you'd have
Okay.
for yours. So like basically, if you're each trying to do 2 wounds to each other, actually in this case you both be sort of going all out. Yeah, and well for this purpose it'll be fine. So as he comes at you, tries and fails. You smash him with a thing and knock him down with the shield, and so 2 to him. So he's also pretty badly hurt.
Mm-hmm.
As he kind of crunches down into the ground, and you see others up the way have started noticing you.
So, you said that I can see that they're kind of waiting for a ship that's coming in.
Mm-hmm.
I think at this point I'm going to step back and probably press, with my foot press down hard on one of the wounded guys so he screams out loudly.
Just, ah!
And I'm going to use the telepathy that I have with someone in sight. And I'm going to shout telepathically, "You must all flee or suffer the pain and suffering that I have brought upon you."
Okay, sounds like you're trying to scare them off.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so that's 2. I think the courageous, and then the equipment, I guess for being able to telepathy is pretty big. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Be kind of heroic on there. I mean, because you gotta get the right person to make other people flee, and not think they're crazy.
So that would be. So I'm just going to roll that,
Mhm.
and I got a 21.
Shit, that works.
Wow.
So yeah, and you kind of hit the witch is in my head. He's in my head. And the other ones sort of start to panic, and then they're drawing back towards the shore. At this point,
Challenge their leader. Shield says.
I think that we will see what kind of honor they have.
okay, and while that happens, let's skip over to Draslith.
Okay.
So Draslith, Arborea, the Monkey Kingdom, is the place where you have dwelt with Eridu and the other people. As I recall, it was sort of like a vegetarian, like jungle paradise for people who were living primitively.
That's about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, just like a very peaceful, like agricultural colony in this kind of a jungle paradise sort of scene.
Yeah. So at this point, the Molten Seers, who used to be your people, have been gone for maybe 100 years. You have lived a very long time here in the jungle. And there are many who believe you a god, because ever since you picked up Eridu, like you have not aged. Unfortunately for you, you were being taken to be a sacrifice when it happened, so you're still quite young at this point. We'll say you aged like puberty, but then stopped. So as far as everyone else is concerned, you're still this sort of immortal boy, like on the verge of becoming a man.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
One of the nearby cities, let's go with Snowmelt. Snowmelt that's sort of coming off of some of the mountains. They've come to you, and you see that they have come bearing a variety of oh man, words are just escaping my head today. Basically, they've a variety of like sacrifices and other things, and they've come and they've set up and they have set forth the sage fires. They've set those things up essentially to try to summon you for aid, which does happen on occasion.
Okay. Oh, should I add a personality too?
Yeah, you can add one more on top of the ones that
Alright.
Draslith has, which I think probably already has 2.
It's 3.
3, yeah. So yeah, each time a new person plays them, they add another one.
Okay. Okay. I added observant.
I have to admit, I'm very intrigued that nihilistic made it on the list. I'm not sure when that happened, but I'm very intrigued by that.
It was whoever took over after the first death of a wielder.
Oh, that's right. That's right. All right.
Okay.
Okay, do you go out to meet them? Or do you let them burn fires and then leave?
I'm sorry, I must have missed something. So what's happening?
They come to the outskirts of your kingdom because your kingdom is a place where the people know that they're not necessarily welcome, but they can come outside of it and they can basically come outside of it, give an offering, and occasionally you have come out to help some people, and they've usually brought you things or aided in specific ways.
What is there a purpose to this? Like, are they sacrificing it to a god, or what are they trying to do? I guess.
Well, to a lot of people, they kind of consider you to be a god, because as long as anyone's been aware in living history, you have always existed, and you have always you controlled the monkeys, in particular of this area. It is said that you can twist plants, like you can twist the forest or the jungle itself to your will. And so, like, hey, like if they want help or a boon, and you've got your own people who live there, but there's others who will come and essentially offer you aid, like offer you things for aid.
Well, I guess if they want to destroy all this stuff, I'll let them.
You let them do that and then take off?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so you see them, and they're sitting there for some time, and they're burning the things, and then they're sort of waiting, and eventually, dejected, you see them leave, going back.
But before they leave, I want to. What is it that you wish of me?
Oh, one turns, and one of the leaders, a man who's probably 50, if he's a day, comes forward and sort of bows. So, our people have been raided. The pirates have been coming up the river, and they've tried to take our land and our people. We came to you for the hope that you might be able to drive them off. We would be in your debt. There's anything we would do for you. We have treasures such as we have. We're able to aid as much as possible, but my people are bleeding.
I must think upon this. I want to help you, but I must think of a good way to help you. And then I'll retreat inside my hut or whatever it is I have.
Okay. I feel like almost a city's been built with you and your people, but it's in the jungle itself.
Okay.
You've actually sort of created it through shaping plants and such.
Okay. So say I have like a tree house or something. Like a cool tree house. Okay. So I'll go up there, and what I want to do is I want to use my. So I can talk to animals, right? So I want to have a bird or something like some kind of jungle bird, like a parrot or something, fly out to where these raiders are and tell me what they say.
Okay. Let it know. It flies out, and before, well, it takes a little bit to get back, but when it does, it comes and lets you know that the place itself, it's clear that there has been fire. There are large ships that have come up the river, and there are many people in cages that they have built near the shore itself. Much death.
Michael, I have a question.
Yep.
What does I guess Eridu wouldn't really know anything about these people, right? Since he only knows what he sees through Dreslith, is it?
Yeah, you've been here for a long time.
Okay, right. So Dreslith, what are you thinking? What do you think? Oh wait, I've got to resume my personality. I'm trying to remember how I role played this character before. Drazlis, what are you thinking?
We must protect these people. They are weak. They need our protection.
They're weak. Are they skilled in horticulture? Are they good with the earth?
It's a good question. Do I know? I guess I know something about these people.
People of Snowmelt are actually they're sort of up on the mountain, like where the rivers sort of come in, but they actually do a lot with mining.
Okay.
They've got some agriculture and such in that area, but as far as you're aware, they actually rely a lot on excess things being brought to them for like the gold and silver that they pull out of the mountain.
I think they should grow coffee beans up there. So you can grow those on a mountain. All right. I will encourage them to investigate coffee beans, but not right now. All right. So what I want to do is go down and help the people that are being attacked.
Interesting. You want to make farmers out of these people. I have to say that's I like that plan. I think that'll be good for the people.
Yes, but not right now. First, I must help with these pirates.
Yes, of course, saving. Yes,
Yeah.
pirate killing.
I mean, if I have to.
I'm going to assume that pirates aren't any good at horticulture. I'm going to assume that none of them have green thumbs,
I mean, probably not.
or whatever this world's equivalent of having a green thumb is.
Yes. Probably they're idiots. Only good at raiding. All right, so I want to. How far away is this? Do I know?
The journey itself would probably take about a half a day.
Okay. What if I get a swarm of birds to carry me there?
Yeah, we'll say you can gather enough that they can lift you and take you in.
Sweet. That's awesome. Are they like, what kind of birds are they? Toucans.
Yes.
A swarm of toucans.
Bring your Fruit Loops, boys.
No, you follow my nose.
Just behind them, a trail of Fruit Loops across the sky.
Yeah, just magically appear.
Yes.
Hey, what if the eternity seed I'm trying to cultivate is actually a Fruit Loop?
Oh.
I've made a Fruit Loop tree.
Yay. All right, yeah, so I'll fly down there.
Okay.
And yeah.
So when you fly down, on your way there, they all gather around you and pick you up. Like the whole people in Snowmelt would come and bow down as they're watching in awe as you fly out over. The amount of time it goes fairly quickly. Like, you don't fly like this often, but it's a beautiful sight when you do. As you're coming down, you definitely see like some scouts and such have noticed. Sort of like, they see this giant flock of birds.
How strange.
And yeah, and they, as you kind of get closer and they kind of see who you are, there's a lot of sort of fear. But one of them comes forward, who you can kind of tell is apparently the leader. You see some of the cages where they've put a number of the people of Snowmelt that they've captured and sort of thrown into them. And the pirate leader sort of steps forward from his men as you are approaching the area. He doesn't seem to have any weapons on him that you can tell.
Okay. And so, all right. So, do I see their ships and stuff out on the? Are they like? Close?
Yep. The ships have come. Like there's a fairly strong river that comes down from here,
Okay.
and that flows out to the ocean.
Okay.
And they've actually come up the river.
Okay. But I can see their ships from here.
Yep.
Okay. What are you doing here? I say to the leader.
I'm Lofta. You'd be the Monkey King of Aboria,
Sure.
God of the Jungles.
What do you want with these people?
These people have meaning for you?
Yes. Sort of.
They sort of turns and goes, strike free their cages, let them go. He turns back. You are who we wish to speak with.
I look around. Oh, me. Yes.
So, your kingdom. There are people we know that have desire to go into the mountain on which you live and to do some mining.
I guess. Sure. Why?
We want to get the gold and the silver. They say that there's magic somewhere deep in the mountain from you having been there for so long. We
Sure.
So you would allow a mining colony to come and be on the mountain?
Well, I mean, what do I get out of it?
What does a god want?
I want to know of your sea gods.
Sea gods. Name generator real quick.
Well, I'm trying to figure out like what he would want, because his destiny, he knows what his destiny is, right?
What actually is your destiny?
Yeah, be sacrificed to appease the gods is what it says.
That was supposed to happen. That did not.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's one where like you were going to be sacrificed, and that's when you encountered that's when you encountered Eridu. And Eridu.
Well, I'm gonna talk to Eridu then.
Well, let's see. I think these pirates may be dumb, but one thing they're not dumb about are the knowledge of the oceans and the isles that lure between. Perhaps ask them what the most fertile island they've ever encountered was, and how would you get to it? For surely such any land of unusual fertility would be useful in. And I'm going to say R, assuming your version of Drazel is still on board with Eridu's goal of creating a new garden of paradise. I mean, you've been creating quite a nice garden here as the Monkey King.
Yes. I will. All right. So this captain guy, he's like the pirate captain, and say, you must also tell me of the other islands nearby that you have surely navigated, and I am looking for a particular island.
I've navigated the entirety of the inner sea. I've gone through all of the oceans of the world. Tell me, what is it you seek?
I seek a particularly lush and fertile island, more fertile with plants of various varieties.
I'm looking for an island, not a continent.
Yes.
Not
an island that is unoccupied by people.
I mean, if there's an incredibly fertile continent, I wouldn't say no to that.
Well, we'll start small.
Because
Babies.
north of Kirowith, separated from the mainland by an area large enough to take 4 ships through, there is an island. The island itself had a few people living on occasion, but the land there is rife with life. The forests in those areas are thick and fertile, good amount of land. For a time, the King of Kerowith used it as basically his own hunting reserve. That was long ago, though. It's fallen into disrepair, but the island itself, good land. If it weren't so far out for farmers and such to go, it might be used more often. Some say it's what's left of Deluvia.
Oh, okay.
And this is the one that I am.
Oh, over there. Okay. All right. Well, that's pretty far, but yes. Where are these miners that you spoke of?
I deal with several of the leaders of Zilladan. They're looking for more weapons to go to war with. What they need is better steel, better gold than they have where they're at.
Very well. Take me to this island, and I will allow you to bring these people here and mine.
Certainly. Kind of turns towards the people who've been brought in the cages, who are sort of terrified. Looks like it's your lucky day. We thought we were going to be setting up here and then going into the Monkey Kingdom, but the gods are kind. He has come instead to us. Signia, the goddess of sea and storms, has been very good to us. So certainly. How does one refer to the king of the Monkey Kingdom.
I'm called Dressluth.
Very well. I am Lofta, and I will be happy to take you to that island. Right, boys. Looks like we're heading out a little sooner than possible.
Please take whatever bounty from this land that you need to stock your ship.
He laughs. It's like, Drathlis, I have a feeling that you and I will become very good friends. You're a good man. And with that, like probably a little bit of time. I don't know if you're just kind of going with what you have, which usually is all you probably need. And then they kind of finish. The people seem a little shocked that you are like, take whatever you want. But the guys, they take their stuff. Soon you're sort of on board the ship and heading down the river and out into the ocean itself. Cool. Do you want to pronounce that Cecile or Kakali? Burton?
Yes. I was pronouncing it Cecile since I thought I had heard someone. I thought I'd heard you pronounce it that way before, but I think that sounds better than Kakali. Honestly, let's go with Cecile.
Why is it that you are unmarried?
Devotion to my duty to the people, keeping them safe.
Okay.
It's a full-time job after my father died.
Isara is a minor lord who has poked around a couple times and tried to corner you at a few gatherings that you've sort of been with. He has shown up essentially on your doorstep. Cecile.
What's his name again? Ikaru? Oh, Esra? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lord Esra. Hello.
That's Cecile. You are radiant as always.
Yeah. And you as generous as ever.
I have come to put in your head to see if you were looking to marry, and if you might look favorably on such a humble man as myself.
Emerging of families and houses.
I come from good stock, good homes, good house fallen on bad times, but more importantly, you've been here alone for some time. I think both of us might be able to.
Well, as Baroness of this land, I am never alone. My people have always been given me good cheer, and I try to repay that with wise governance and counsel. But the point remains. Perhaps there is something to be some way in which a union could be beneficial to both of us. But your people, you say, have fallen at hard times. I have, of course, I've heard rumors, but perhaps I can hear from you yourself how your people came into such dire straits and how you plan to guide them through those straits into better times.
Oh, the land we have is relatively small, and being that the pirate raids have gotten much
yes, my
worse
people told me that pirate raids have been increasing all over the lands, even on the fringes of the territory we've explored into the unknown.
But they're going further inland than they used to. It used to be if you weren't directly on the coast, you had little to fear from them, but the amount of power that they have is concerning. We've suffered a number of raids. It's been difficult to keep many of our people. They've fled for safer places.
Yes, I've always enjoyed your presence and company. I've always found you to be a charming person, but as the ruler of this barony, I find that affairs of the heart are never under my control. It's the one thing I, as Baroness, have not been able to command as I will. For I must always think of my people and their welfare in everything I do, and certainly accepting accepting one's hand in marriage is right at the top of decisions that I must consider the people and not just my heart. As fond as I am of you, I must ask how. Well, frankly, I know you would be a good husband, but how would you be as a co-ruler? What would you offer to my people to keep them safe, especially since your own people are under bear of such terrible pirate attacks?
I have many skilled craftsmen where we're from. I have a small but well trained army that we've been using as we can. I believe if we were to combine, we'd bring much more. We'd bring much more to be able to take these attacks, not just from my own place, but from where they will likely come eventually.
What land is this
to
from?
you.
Is this guy from?
This is in Kiroweth,
And
so it's a little south of the island that they're going to.
oh, I just saw that. Neat. What does Cecile know about this the small elite group of warriors that has just spoken of?
Essera has paid pretty good money for some people to train. Like his whole thing to have this army was partly to help raid these off, but the problem is his army takes some time to mobilize. So they're well trained. It's just that they're small but well trained and fairly well armored and such. If they had one direction where they kind of knew places were coming, it'd be a bit easier for them to defend. But when you've got ships which can move much more quickly along the shore and then move them in, it's just it's difficult to get a small army to the places that you might be able to take them out. Like they're well trained, but like the problem is he just wasn't aware of sort of how much area he was supposed to take care of.
Well, I like your bravery. Your bravery heartens me, and in my head, I'm going to ask for the Council of Serial, and ask if Serial thinks that this the forces of Essera could be helpful in our plan to destroy the land of Zillidan. Because being dutiful to my people, I can only imagine I'd also be dutiful to my Vacha as long as they don't conflict.
And where's your people again?
Where are my people? Or do I need to?
Also in Kiroweth. Kiroweth right now is lots of. I mean, it's not a distinct kingdom as such. There's a variety of different baronies and such on there. You're not terrible. Basically, your lands sort of butt against each other.
And Serial says you should protect all of the people of this land as you've protected your people before. They all deserve life and protection from the invaders, and your hand is one that can grow and consolidate power in order to help this land become cohesive and one.
In that case, I will. I guess I was turning away from Issedan as I was. I'm going to keep getting his name wrong until it sinks in. But as I was having my conversation with Serial, it would look like I was turning away and ignoring him, and perhaps he gets a little nervous about that. But then I turn back and give him my full attention once again and ask, "Well, you don't plan on proposing to me standing upright, are you?"
Sort of smiles. At that point, goes down to one knee, and one of his valets sort of comes up and has got a small pillow such for it. He's like, "Cecile, if you would join with me your hand and your heart, I promise you I would do all within my power to make sure that your days are long and happy."
Oh, and I will certainly be happy as long as my people are safe and prosperous. And given all that, I gratefully accept your loving proposal. This is the second wielder I've gotten hitched. I'm sensing a trend here.
Oh, was it?
The first
I'd
marriage
forgotten
happened
about that.
in between sessions, but it was kind of like almost like a side note more than anything that had to do with the plot. So yeah, this isn't exactly repeating storylines because it wasn't a big deal in the last storyline.
Okay. It was over a month ago. I forgot.
But yeah,
Okay.
there it is.
Yeah, he seems rather thrilled. He's like, when do you wish the wedding to occur?
Oh, don't we want to, after our victory at sea, shall we start planning?
Certainly.
Good.
And it smiles in this case, and you end up just sort of discussing the various things you can do to maybe try to keep the shores safe. You're a little more inland than he is, but it would sort of like these two lands coming together would open up what you have sort of quite a bit.
Right on.
All right, Casimira. Steven, so you're coming sort of down by the shore. And many of them start like running back, and like, as you're sort of walking towards them, like, kind of carrying the shield, you see people sort of spreading out as the ones like, he was in my head. And you see the ship itself there's a man on there who kind of has the bearing of a captain, but there's a blind man who's there who's got like the rag sort of tied around his eyes, like, or a cloth rather, tied around his eyes. He comes out and goes, missing a good deal of his teeth. I smell a hole in the world. What is that we have here? The other people are kind of, they're basically like almost pushing themselves, trying to get onto sort of the boat itself. And the captain kind of puffs off and then gives a hand over. What are you doing while this is
I think
happening?
I'm waiting on the shore, waiting to be approached. I allow all the men to leave, encourage it somewhat, and let's see what they do. I think I'm going to ask the Gorgon Shield which it believes is more dangerous, the old man or the captain.
The captain.
I see.
The one thing you will know is being called a hole in the world is something that seers who are sort of in communing with the gods, that's how they refer to Vacha, because you are something outside of their purview. So the gods themselves will sometimes refer to you as sort of a hole in the world. You're the thing they can't see. I mean, they can literally see you, but they can't feel you or manipulate you in the same way they can with regular people.
Yep, I'm staying with my original captain.
Okay. It sort of looks like the old man is kind of points in your direction. The captain's like, "You seem to have scared my men, sir."
Yes,
What are you?
I'm just a simple woodsman, but this land is not yours, and you should leave.
Not many woodsmen I know need a shield.
Certainly. But times are dangerous, as your presence shows.
He turns at that point and is like, "Quit your whining! It's a single man!" He turns, he's like, "You caught me in good spirits today." And the older guy is kind of trying to claw at his arm a bit. He just kind of like shuts him off. "I don't know what you've done, but it's amusing at the very least. I'm going to give you this opportunity to leave intact and alive. Otherwise, we got enough arrows to stick you even through that shield."
We will see. I give you the same offer. Face me in combat, or leave this place in peace and never return.
All right. Pulls a sword. Do you have any sort of like? Do you have an axe or something?
I would
with
think
you?
so.
Okay. Kind of pulls his sword because killed a lot of people. I don't think one more will make that big a difference.
I see.
Okay. So at this point, we'll actually add the other part too, and this is also one where if at any point if the Gorgon Shield, if you have a power or something you want to offer, you're always able to do that. If you want to force him into doing something, you can also do that as well. So what happened is you'll notice you've got 5 cards. Like there's a sword and a shield. Is 2 of them. There's one that's got like the magic stuff. Because what you do if you're at a table, what I'll do is be like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you'll either take like it's with fingers or something. You kind of put it like here. I'm trying to defend 3 points of damage, or I'm attacking for 2. One thing we can do is essentially just take a card on like 3, 2, 1, and then just drop it onto that grid. And I can put his on the second, yours can be on the first. And then once that's been done, then we give another 5 count, and you can actually switch. You'll either put out switch or remain. If you switch, you go from attack to defense, but lower the amount.
So let me make sure I get this straight. I see 5 cards, and you're saying they are not random, and I see a shield and flame, and then remain and switch. Is that right?
Yeah. Do you have one that's a sword?
Maybe. One that has a shield and a sword and the word remain on it.
Yeah, another one with
Where
shield
are
switch.
these? Where is it?
I passed them out to you. Let me, if you do me a favor, just put yours. You all should have gotten name hopefully. Just if you want to put them out on the table.
Okay, just drag them out.
Yeah, if you drag them out and then you can put them back, or then you can take them back. Because what it is, and then you flip them. Because I got it, so I'm not actually even able to look. I should, because it won't really matter for me.
Okay,
Yeah, so you should have. Okay, that's for magic.
How do you flip them?
Right click, hit flip. So yeah, that's defend. So you've got the shield for defend, the sword for attack, and then there should be a switch and a remain.
Yes.
Yeah, remain. Switch, and you have one. Is the last card just a sword?
A shield.
Oh, you have 2 shields.
That's what it looks like.
That shouldn't happen. Let me choose. I will pull that one out. Yeah. So the other one I pulled out. Let me flip that. Yeah, that's what you should have. I'll delete the other one. Okay. So if you just want to take these 5 into your hand.
Okay. So I'll have to find them again. Just a sec.
So were you saying I could give him more powers?
Yeah. At any point, if you want to give more powers and such, you're able to. Let me know if it's getting kind of warm in here because I do not catch a breeze. Let me know if the air conditioning is coming through.
So how do you put them back in your hand?
We should be able to do. I think is just hit right click and hit take card.
Okay. I get edit token whenever I open that up.
Instead of take card.
It doesn't have take card. It just says edit token name bar 1, 2, 3.
That's bizarre. These are the ones that are. They're in the middle.
That are up on the table. Yes. Okay.
Okay. Well, here let me deal another 5 to you.
Okay.
It's weird that's happening. I have to double check something with how those are set up. Okay. Should have 5 more. So yeah. So what we do is the first one we just kind of go 5, like 3, 2, 1. You'll take either a sword or a shield, and I'll put it in the second row. You can be in the first, and we just drop it on how many we want to try to do. Like if it's 1, it requires no roll. You do a point of damage automatically unless they defend, but you're then able to switch if you want. 2, you have to roll at least 12. 3 is for 18, and then they can try to defend against a certain amount as well.
Okay.
So it's like 3, 2, 1.
So I just drop them on now?
Yeah. So you drop either like the sword or the shield, or the magic if you're doing magic.
Okay.
Okay, so we both hit 2, so we can flip them. Whoops, I hit wrong one. Hit take instead of flip.
Can you flip?
Yeah, I'll make sure you should be able to do
So
that.
I didn't actually have any shield.
Oh.
Or I'm sorry, any sword. All I
So
had
you-
was yeah. Whenever you dealt them back out, I got different cards, so I didn't get remain
Should-
or
I'll double check is that. So but you want to attack? Are you attacking for 2?
attack.
Okay. So you attack for 2. At this point, if you want, we can go ahead and switch on like 3 with the switch. You have switch and remain, so you can't take that back into your hand, right?
Yeah, I can't.
That's weird. You should.
So it might be that right click doesn't work for me because whenever I try to right click, all it does is highlight the card. It seems.
Huh.
It says that maybe you have them switched. Like try left clicking it and see if it gives you.
Yeah, if I left click, it selects the card. If I right click, it selects the card.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay.
So
Probably that difficult then. So in this case, what I'll have this way we can choose if we want to switch or not. We can just sort of say 3, 2, 1. He'll switch.
what is switch?
For a switch for him, he loses 1, but he goes to defend. So basically, like, the thing is, if we're like doing the thing, with this minute, we probably just point at each other. So it'd be like point for 3 for here, or like a 3 for a defense, or magic is what it's supposed to be.
Okay, but so the switch action is instead of attacking, I switch to defending.
And it takes it down by 1. So like, if you were attacking for 2, you can then defend for 1.
I see. Okay. So
And
so what I just did was I played a switch, which means I attacked for 2. I can defend by 1. So
well, no, wait. So what happens is let's you're supposed to drop either a sword or a shield. This
okay.
is the same thing as like us pointing. Like if I point to you with 2, if we're at the table,
Mhm.
that means I'm trying to attack you for 2.
Okay.
And then everyone's got this up. Then if you want to switch, you go okay. You can switch or remain. And like 3, 2, 1, and the person switches, they would actually lose 1, and then bring it back so they're defending instead of attacking.
Okay, but you can only do the actions that you have cards for, correct?
No, it's. I mean, the cards are basically a way of doing either like the pointing across the table
Okay.
for the amount that you're doing.
Okay.
So what it's supposed to do is actually just go through the 5 different cards in the deck and give you 1 of each. When I deal you 5, it's weird that you don't have them.
Can you look in my hand? I mean, I have 2 magic, a shield, and 2 switches.
Let me check something here. Considered.
And all I did was I clicked on the cards that were above my icon, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can steal the card, but for whatever reason, I can't actually. Oh, I said stealing. Yeah, so let's just we'll just do it verbally. Do you want to keep?
So
The
no, I
context.
think I'll defend.
Okay. So he also at this point, since I said sort of the defend, we can just do it the pointing real quick.
Okay.
As he's kind of keeping back a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Got his sword out and sort of waiting. It's like you're much braver a minute ago. So this one we can just point the camera or do this with the number of how much you want to try to. This is defend.
Uh-huh.
That's magic, and that is like attack for 3.
Okay.
So we just do it that way. Like so. So we decide what we want to do. 3, 2, 1.
Mhm.
So he's trying to attack for 3.
And I'm
You're
attacking
trying to
for 2.
attack for 2.
Mhm.
So for him to attack for 3, he would have to be able to roll an 18.
Okay.
If he fails, he doesn't strike. And you would be trying to roll at least a 12 to do 2 points of damage.
Okay.
So then if we want, we could end up switching.
Okay.
And then go 3, 2, 1. So we both switch on that
Yep.
one. And again, so you're sitting there, you're kind of coming closer. It was like, it's going to take a while to kill each other if we keep this way. With 3, 2, 1. Okay. We each go for 3. And then we can switch. 3, 2, 1. Nope. You both go all out. So both of us try to roll. So he's got the 2. Now you get both your shield and your axe, so that would give you 2 more, another dice of 5.
Okay.
He's got 2, 3 for his background, 1 for his eye trait, 5. He's got 5d6.
Okay.
And both of you are going for 18 on here. Or, sorry, 12 for heroic. Sorry. 4 is for epic wounds, 18.
Okay. And go ahead and roll.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, since you both kind of go all out on each other, so the question here is there, if he is dying, is there anything you're able to do to save him?
No. I at this point, because the Gorgon Shield requested this to take the most powerful one on, and because he was so full of bravado, I think that he has to die in a spectacular way in order for his men to leave this place in peace.
Okay. So yeah, so the thing is you both went all out, you both succeeded on this one, and you both would have done 3 points of damage to each other.
Okay.
Which is actually enough to kill both of you. So as you come in and your axe, as he gets you sort of through the gut, you can kind of feel stuff starting to leak as you yourself have been mortally wounded. On this one, we could give, since it's the first time kind of with this sort of combat, I don't know if the Gorgon Shield had something you might be able to do to help.
Well, it's a shield, right? I could. Well, he can use the power to give himself 46. He probably should have done that.
I actually thought it was only someone else.
Oh
no, that's for you. It should be for you.
Oh, I can give myself 46?
Yeah, but I think you already roll. What's the power you've got?
Power of Life grant 46 to any roll to someone per encounter. Can't attack or defend this round.
Oh. Well, that wouldn't have helped really. I don't think.
You I think you can be the someone.
Okay.
On that one.
Okay, but I couldn't attack or defend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then this point, like you feel yourself dying unless you get another power very quickly. Because I'll say, particularly since you rolled so damn high.
Is there?
We'll
Gorgon Shield. Is there anything you can do to help me?
Yep, I will give him life up to 5.
What does that do?
Well, the 5th rank allows you to remove a wound from someone, which could be you.
Oh,
yeah,
to keep you from being dead.
I see.
Okay, and we'll say partly here because, like, especially since you rolled so high, and it's also the first one to see, this is how fragile wielders can be.
Yeah.
So that would have killed you, but you rolled like a monster on that one. So yeah, if it gives you the level 5, you actually could heal yourself for 1. You're still wounded, but I mean, what does it look like if you use that power on yourself when you like pull the sword out of your gut?
Yeah, so I think what this looks like is I have reached out with my axe and cleaved the pirate captain, almost in 2. And he stabbed me all the way through my gut. And at this point, I exclaim out, and all the pirates and maybe even the villagers at the edge of the woods can hear me say, Gorgon Shield, protect me. And there's this blinding flash of light as the sword kind of slides out on its own, and I fall to one knee. And the wound that looked grievous before is not healed, but is kind of puckered, and you would expect this big gout of blood and vitriol to come out, and instead it's soaking the clothing around where the wound is, but not actually pouring out.
Okay.
And
yes,
the emblem.
I'm sorry.
The emblem on the shield is moving. So, like in the middle of the shield, if you look at it, there's an actual gorgon. That was the point of the name of this shield.
Mm-hmm.
So the snakes and stuff like move and stuff like it's moving for a moment when this power happens.
Cool. Yeah, at that point, the other ones there, like they've seen you kill him, and they know a killing blow when they see one, and they know that they saw one, but you're still up. And plus the sword coming out and the shield moving. That by the gods, you see some people just start running and leaping like into the surf to swim to it, while other ones sort of grab the boat and head their way back, and they quickly kind of rush back onto the ship. Like seeing that gets them the hell out of there fairly quickly.
Okay.
So the place where you're wounded has like serpent scales there.
Right. That's awesome. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. And like, you're still hurt pretty bad, but like with some time, you think you'll be okay. And they sort of turn. You see some of the other villagers who have been hidden come out of some of the doorways that are still intact, just with like huge, gigantic, wide eyes staring at you.
And I think I actually collapsed to the ground, there in the surf and go unconscious.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe he dreams of something to do with the Gorgon. So my concept of Luon is that it's ruled by a Gorgon.
Ah.
Let me go ahead and
Like
add that to the
Like
troll.
a Medusa-looking thing, like from Clash of the Titans. So like that kind of thing. And so he sees this, but instead of being like an evil whatever, it's more benevolent.
Okay.
Hence the snake imagery.
All right. So yeah, so at that point, kind of falls, goes unconscious. Is like the last little bit you see are a number of the villagers kind of rushing to sort of pick you up as the sand sort of rises up to hit your face.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Drasleth.
Yes.
It's the first time you've ever been to sea, and it's kind of weird and exciting to see. Like you maybe you've looked at over it.
Can we back up just a sec?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So while Casimira is dreaming of the Gorgon, I want the Gorgon to come out, kind of approach in the dream and say, "Are you my successor?" Just kind of look at him, and then it ends. All right.
Yeah. So it's the first time at sea, and it's kind of exciting to be able to sort of both moving this quickly. I mean, granted, you've also been flown before, but they kind of take you like around the land and like up north, past Luon and others until you're getting towards the fertile island. As you're approaching the fertile island, the one that he talked about that used to be the King's Preserve, as you get closer, Eridu, both you and Suriel will kind of feel that a Vacha is coming nearer, still distant. You're not sure which Vacha it is, but you do know that one is coming at some point. Several, like it can be probably 50 to 100 miles away from where you're at.
Okay.
And that's one where you could essentially almost send up a thing like, "Hi, party line. Who's over here, please?"
Right.
There's ways of seeing who else. No, you can ask, but if they don't answer, they don't have to answer.
Oh, Drasleth, you should be wary, for there is another such as myself in the island that we approach. I'm sensing it from the island from our destination.
No, it's coming
Oh.
from shore because like you actually the best way to approach the island is actually the south of the island. So and then the place where Cecile and Esra's kingdoms are, or like where baronies and such are towards the north part of that.
Okay.
And Suriel tells the Baroness, approach with caution. I have seen other of my kind before, and they can be very deceptive.
Right, that wouldn't. Unlike yourself, of course.
You are quite perceptive, my lady.
Everyone can trust me.
That may have been uncharacteristically sarcastic of her, but I'll let the comment stand. So yeah, okay, double duty of characters. Yeah, so I'll tell Drasleth that there's an approaching Vacha. Or somewhere on the isle that or at least the land the coast that we're passing by.
Yeah, I've gone ahead and just made a note of your land in the barony over here.
Does it threaten us?
Well, I don't know which Vacha it is yet. I can go ahead and try to find out. Just a moment, and then I'll go ahead and put out that I'll put out the call to see if I can make contact with the other Vacha.
Okay, like so, yeah. The Serial, you'll probably get like I don't know if you're just sort of sending it out to all of them, like who approach. It's even something on the lines of who approaches lets people know. Okay, at least this is the person. The other one will feel it as well. So that's an easy way of just saying that, and then you can
Okay.
talk privately. Yeah. So I guess Serial, you would hear Eridu try asking who is approaching.
So Erdu hears Suriel ask who is approaching.
Well, basically, yeah, all of the Gorgon Shield and all the other Vacha would
Okay.
as well. But the thing is as far as you're aware, you're the only one who's aware that there's a Vacha coming nearby. Like you're essentially sending out a group text to
Right.
all the Vacha, and you also know. Oh, yes, it's kind of a standard. If one of you sends that out, the other ones are going to know. Okay, we're the ones who are nearby because someone's approaching that wasn't here before. So then you can talk privately at that point.
But the Vacha can talk privately.
Yes.
So who is approaching, and what is the purpose?
It's a. I am Aridu, and I come hunting pirates. And at this point, do I recognize Serial?
Yeah. Once you're talking directly, like whoever sends the
Okay.
thing up, they'll know.
It's you. It's you.
And Suriel says, there are many pirates here, and they have been plaguing myself as well. I think that we might be able to help each other in this situation. Do you have a strong wielder?
He's handled himself well, but he's never really faced he's never faced a conflict as involved as this. And he's not much of a fighter. He lets others do the fighting for him.
My
But
wielder,
fortunately, we're in an ocean full of life that he can control. So I think he'll do well for himself as long as he keeps his head down.
that is good. My wielder is strong and controls an army, so she should be able to help as well. If you would like some help, you can tell us where the pirates are as you chase after them. And when they land, we can have an army waiting for them.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I lost. I just lost track of the plot. I'm remembering that Cecile is here to hunt pirates, but Drazlith, we're actually just here to look for an eye. I apologize. Again, this is
No, that's
the
fine.
challenge of multiple characters.
Yeah.
I'm crossing the streams. That may need to. I may
What
need
is-
to. Okay,
What
I may
is
need to back
Erdu's
up a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine. What is Erdu's purpose?
We're just I'm indulging the wielder. He likes to travel a lot. To be honest, he's youthful and sometimes he likes to go on adventures. But like I said, he's handled himself well in some minor conflicts, but he's never really gotten into the thick of really deadly situations. Right now I am trying to keep. I'm given our past experience where he trashed one of my prior science projects, as it were. I don't know that I necessarily wanted to let Serial know what's up, what his ultimate destination is. So he's just gonna, that's a story, and he's sticking to it.
Okay, I see. Suriel responds, if it is an adventure that you seek, the seas may contain it. There are many who are attacking this land, and it will take a powerful protector in order to drive away those who are invading. So make certain that your wielder is up to the challenge.
Yeah, about that. I think. Let's see. What? Tell me more about these pirates that you're hunting. Who exactly? What are their names and what are the names of their vessels and who are these pirates anyway? Like what are their vessels? Who are their captains?
The pirates have been invading this island and one of the neighbors, and my wielder has made a treaty with this attacked land so that they can protect each other. I haven't come into contact with these pirates yet.
Let's see. And perhaps my wielder can find out more about these pirates. Just a moment, please, and I'll put him on call waiting. Traslith,
Yes.
ask these pirates. What do they know about pirates who are attacking these lands here? Are they friendly to them or are they rivals?
All right. We'll approach the captain. Say, Captain, what do you know of other pirates in this area?
Goes around here. We've been more in the south, but try to keep friendly with the pirates pretty much everywhere. There's been talk of trying to bring us a little bit more together, but around here you've got Haley Swale and Hawthorne the Cruel Link. Those are the two biggest ones in this area. Lots of raiding. Frankly, it's a good time in history to be a pirate.
And how close are we to our destination, to our proverbial island, our potential island of paradise?
You're fairly close to. I mean, you're basically coming around the. You've come through the bay, through the split between the land and it, and you're heading towards a good beach to basically land on.
So basically, sooner or later, these pirates are could very well. If they're raiding these islands, they could very well seek out whatever my island as well.
You've seen other pirate ships on the way, but sort of professional courtesy. They usually stay away from each other. But if you don't have a pirate ship there, anything here will probably become target at some point.
I see. Okay. In that case, all right, Dreslith. Here's the deal. So the Vacha I was just in contact with, his wielder is part of an expeditionary force to take out some pirates. The pirates who are pirates like to keep friendly with, but you know, as a professional courtesy, I presume. So I don't like the idea of pirates being around our potential second home, as it were.
Yes.
So, what do you say? How amenable do you think these pirates would be to helping actually turn against? Well, they're pirates, right? I'm sure if we dingle the promise enough gold, they'll turn on their professional allies at the slightest whiff of gold, don't you think?
Yeah, I have no doubt of it.
But here's the trick: don't let anyone. Actually, we don't want. Now that I think about it, I don't know that I want these pirates to know. Well, let's. Yeah, I guess that's.
I mean, they're allies ostensibly for the moment.
Yeah, but I'll tell you
we're
what.
giving them something that they want, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they probably don't care about these other pirates. They probably just don't want to get attacked by them.
Right.
But if we sneak attack, you know, maybe they'll like that.
Yeah, why don't you, if you could relay to our hosts here that if they were willing to, say, take advantage of their professional connections to perhaps lead them into a vulnerable spot where my associates, my professional associates, could do the most damage, there could be a good payday for them if they were willing to ignore their own professional courtesies. Do you think you could? Do you think you could talk them into that?
I can try.
Good boy. Have at it then.
All right, so I'm going to talk to the captain.
You loft up
Yes.
as you kind of come around. It looks at you and with the staff. It's like, still don't have your sea legs, huh?
Yes, quite. Listen, so these other pirates, what have you clashed with them before?
There's enough here in the world that we try not to clash amongst ourselves, but there's a few that I've had some problems with here and there in the past. Haley and I used to serve together on the same ship.
Ah, I see. Well, I am led to believe that there could be a great prize here in this land, but it's probably only enough for one of you.
I'm listening.
I happen to know where it is, and if you could lead the other pirates into a vulnerable position, you could take them out before they have a chance to grab it.
Oddly enough, I remember that you were unaware of this island until I brought you here. How would you know what's on the island?
Ah, you see, my staff is a magical trinket, and it talks to me, and it has told me these great things.
Careful, lad. Don't tell them too much.
For example, and I will cause like a bunch of dolphins to like leap out of the water right when I say that.
So long and thanks for all the fish.
Behold, dolphins!
I mean,
and the first Sea World was created.
I might be excited by that. I don't know.
Loftus looks just like, it kind of looks at you. His eyes go to the staff momentarily, and then back to you. It's like, well, tell us more about this treasure that you have.
All right, so I don't really know anything about this land, right?
Correct.
All right, I'm going to tell him that there is a golden idol that is in a temple that fell into the sea right off the coast, and I'll kind of gesture over somewhere nearby.
Say, Drazlith?
Yes?
Maybe you could just... May I suggest that perhaps you should just tell them that our RLAs will offer them a regular payday? First of all, is there really a golden idol that you know of?
No, of course not.
Well, in that case, perhaps we should. May I suggest that we keep the story a little simpler and say that the associates of my associate would pay them a good old fashioned regular coin. Because I think we have a better chance of securing that than some idol that we're making up on the spot. What do you think?
We shall see.
Okay.
I kind of like the
he's the one with the mouth, so it's a show.
Yes. Over there. I'll gesture towards some cove or something. I don't know. I know
that's the issue, but...
Well, I guess it has to be further away, right? So the idea is I want to trick them into getting the other pirates to go over there. How am I going to do that?
Do you want a moment to think about
that's
it
fine.
and come
That's
back
fine.
to this? Okay. So, Cecile.
Yes, back.
You and Suriel know that there are people nearby. Another Vacha nearby. The wedding at this point, we'll say maybe the wedding is coming up in. Or are you waiting to sort of clear some of the land and such, or get married while you're starting to get your forces?
I was hoping to celebrate after the task is accomplished.
Okay. So you've been planning out. He's got his army some places. He's trying to find some ships to move them a bit faster, so they can kind of keep up on the shores a bit better. You've been working some of the various possibilities by combining the armies of your two.
Yes, and just to make sure I keep my story straight, ultimately I'm hoping to create a military force that could help Syrio destroy the land of Zillidan, assuming that good old-fashioned armies are what it will take. But, we'll see how this works.
Okay.
We will, of course, have to invade Zillidan before we can, destroy it.
Oh, absolutely. Yep,
Yeah.
of course. In this matter, I follow your lead. But in any event, plus I always enjoy a good somehow fighting pirates. Just speaks to me, almost like I was destined that in a different life that could have been my destiny. But enough about that. So we know that there's another Vacha, and apparently. or I guess it's up to Sarah what you've told Cecile.
So, do we have an idea about does Suriel have an idea about the plan at this point? That there's going to be a gathering?
Oh,
yeah.
Of pirates? That depends. Have you let Eridu?
I guess I would let. Yeah, I don't mind letting him know about our planning. I think the destination is the only thing I'd like to keep secret. So okay. I will let Eridu will let Suriel know that his wielder is trying to persuade the pirates that we're sailing with to help you destroy the other pirates that you're hunting down. And since they're pirates, they could, they seem to be on decent terms, so they could probably safely get up and close and perhaps even influence where they go and where they're at, and set them up for a good old backstabbing. So that's the plan right now. But my wielder is trying to convince them to turn, and he's making up a lot of fanciful stories about hidden treasure that doesn't actually exist. So I just want to see how this plays out, if he can pull this off. But that's the situation. We're just trying to get the pirates who are in control of the ship that we're on to buy into the plan.
So let me know about what is needed from our side that we might be able to help with. We may be able to help with forces. We have a land army that we can advance with. Or you said something about treasure. We can see if we can't amass some small treasure that could be compensated. That could be compensation.
Well, does your Baroness happen to have any golden idols?
Just hanging around.
We can see what could be arranged.
What if that were part of the? What are the odds that could have been part of the dowry?
Or, yeah. So Suriel, once Suriel and Eridu stop talking, Suriel will talk to Cecile.
Yes. Okay, Cecile.
Yeah, and say, Cecile, it might be beneficial if we could create a golden idol of some type. It can look old and battered. This might be a good wedding gift from your suitor. We can see, let's see what we can get from him. This would be beneficial in setting one pirate group against another.
Okay. Very good. Very well. Cecilia will approach. Can I get one more reminder of the name? And I'm going to write it down so I don't forget. Essera. Let's see. Let me write that down so I don't forget.
I'm putting a. I don't have this. If you have necessarily a staff you're envisioning, but I just put one there just to help us see where people are at. I'm putting where your each of the Vacha are on the map itself.
Okay. Esther, I must tell you that I may have an inside connection with another faction of pirates who could assist us in the impending battle.
Yes.
And what does Esther know about my wielderdom? Am I known to have powers of some kind, or have I? Well, I guess it's up to me.
Is that something you've shown? Because it's a ring, so it's not particular. No one's necessarily going to notice it unless it does something specific to draw attention to itself. But have you in any way let anybody know, or is it still a secret?
I'm just looking at. I'm gonna. Just because these are new characters, I'm going to assume it's real. I haven't had the power long enough to develop a reputation, but I do know that I'm just looking over Suriel's domains right now, and I see that Earth is one of them. So an idea comes to Cecile, and she thinks to Suriel, could you, since you have control over the Earth, could you not will me the power to create an idol on my own? Is that within the domain of your powers?
You must, in order to receive such an honor, you must, let's see, do I have anything? It will require you to search on your own, and I do not know if you will find such a thing. I can grant you some power. In return, you must gather an army with your betrothed to invade Ziltian.
Oh, that is something that is already high amongst my intentions.
Good. So for the domain of Earth, Suriel has some powers. She can allow you to move soft earth, such as sand or soil and stuff like that, and you can move 10 foot at a time. So that means you could excavate very quickly. That doesn't necessarily let you find anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's the level 2 power. The level 1 power is Earth Speak. You can talk to Earth and pass messages through it. If you could find a diviner through, like, in one of your courts, then you could potentially move the Earth and find the treasure that you need. Or a historian of where an old city was and potentially dig through that yourself. Does that help?
It could. Just out of character, I'm thinking that perhaps creation would have been a more appropriate domain for the kind of plan I had in mind, where you just whip up, boom, Alakazam, there's a gold idol. But that's fine. Yes, perhaps I will, with that in mind, perhaps Cecile will stick to her original plan of seeing if her betrothed kid somehow already has access to or could quickly acquire a golden idol of some kind. So she will continue telling Essera that she could potentially win over a pirate ship to help them set up our enemies if we could present them with a golden idol as payment.
Yes, my people might be able to build something. Let me see what I can do.
Okay, thank you. Oh, yeah, she'll thank him, and having heard that through Cecile. Well, I guess. I guess. Well, I guess at this point, it may be up to see if Drazlith can win over the pirates, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we pop back to Drazlith.
Yes. I'm here. Okay. So let me look at these powers that I have. So I can't make animals talk, right?
Yeah, I don't believe you got anything that makes them talk to regular folks, unless you've got maybe something that you get something that can imitate voices. You might be able to do something.
Oh, I can do a parrot, right? Parrots can talk, sort of.
Yeah, I think there's the one where are you able to like control it or?
Well, I can control a swarm of them. I guess I could just have like a couple of parrots.
Yeah.
I'm not using them for combat, so. All right. So what I want to do is I want to summon some parrots, and I want to have them go over to the other pirate's ship.
Okay.
And tell them. I want to basically get the parrots to tell them where this idol is. So I'm trying to lure them into a specific place.
Okay. Where would you like to lure them into?
So there's a cove that is probably it's a kind of a they'd be if they went into this cove they'd be kind of boxed in.
Okay.
So it's big enough for their ship to go in, but not much bigger. So that the idea is that we would trap them in there. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to get the parrots to basically say, "There's a golden idol over there."
Idol, idol.
Go to the cove of the something, whatever the cove is called. The Cove of Dead Men's Rest. That sounds really ominous. Maybe they won't go there.
I want to know, why don't we ever travel to the Cove of Sunshine? Why is it always Dead Man's... Shut up, we're going to Dead Man's Rest. Oh.
All right, so that's my great plan. I don't know.
So are you having to tell like the ship you're on or other pirate ships?
Well, so I'm going to tell... There we go. So the pirates that we're trying to wipe out, they're the ones that I want to tell, because I want to get them to go into that cove, and then I'll tell our pirate captain, hey, this is the plan.
And you called what the cove? What was it again?
Dead Man's Rest.
All right, putting that on the map.
That was safe. It's got 5 stars. So anyway, then I'll tell our captain, hey, when you see them start going into that cove, that's when it's time to. Because otherwise, they'll get your treasure.
Okay. So are you? I guess my question is, what reason are you giving for the other pirates knowing where this treasure is that you told Lafta about?
Well, what do you mean? Like the parents, they're just telling them where it is.
Okay, but I mean, like you mentioned, you know where this treasure is that your staff has told you, but then you're also saying you've got to get there before the other pirates. His question's probably going to be, how would the other ones know where this is at?
They've been in pursuit of it for some time.
Okay, so nearly finding it.
Yeah.
This thing better be worth what you're telling us.
It's worth well more than you can imagine.
Yeah, and after a bit, the parrots kind of come back. You see them up in the thing.
Yeah. These are just my friends, the parrots. Never mind them.
And your monkey god powers tell you that they're coming towards this
Yes,
cove?
and they'll be trapped there long enough for you to dispatch them.
Cove of Dead Man's Rest is a dangerous place to go. Should work. Yeah, at which point he kind of turns like, all right, we're going to be keeping an eye out, and then we're going to go. He kind of turns to you. It's like, any of your powers let us know when we can approach without being seen?
Well, they'll be quite occupied once they get in the cove. They won't even notice you.
Okay. So he goes and basically sets his ship to reef, or to anchor down. Like, stops his ship, whatever that's called. Not terribly, like kind of in a place where the lanes would take it towards the Cove of the Dead Man's Rest. And you see at one point, you see a pirate ship heading that way. And then about half a day later, another sail in the same direction. And it was Lafta's kind of looks like, well, they know something. Curious how they know it right now, but all right. By the time they get there, we can wait, come in at night, ideally attack their ships before they realize what's going on, or if there's already a fight for it, pick off whichever
Yes.
one's still alive.
So I'm going to tell. So as we're planning all this stuff, I'm going to have the parrots go over again and tell them that it's in a sunken temple that fell off into the cove.
Okay. That's after a bit. It's been weird because the parrots are just sort of the men are very weird about the fact. They just look up and parrots have just stayed in the masting of the ship. They're just kind of like, okay.
Well, that's a good thing. They're super gullible. Otherwise, this wouldn't work.
Yeah. So right now, Essera is working on building an idol, but they're already.
Yeah.
It's going to take a little bit of time. They're already probably at that cove.
Right.
Because all that happened fairly quickly. And then, like that night, he sends a number of people sort of in off the coast. Goes near there to essentially try to do a sneak attack and then to rush the other pirate ships as they're in there. So he's going to try.
Right. So
take
my
them
question
out.
is, can I tell if they have tried to go in the water to figure out where this temple is?
You could probably talk with some of the
Okay.
ocean animals to.
Because what I want to
take a
do
look and
is,
see.
as soon as
Yeah,
they do
but-
that, I'm going to send a bunch of sharks in there to wipe them out. Yeah. It's okay. That's part of Plan 1.
Yeah,
I
so-
call it Plan A. I have Part 2 of Plan A.
It's an outline.
Do you
It is.
do you do that? Do you do that before like the ship while you're still?
Yeah, I mean,
far away at sea?
I don't know how far I can do this, but yeah, I mean, I want to surprise them. So,
Yeah, no, Like I think there'll be a bit of a delay.
Yeah.
But if you have like a dolphin or something, let it know and it swims out and then kind of comes back.
It has to do
And
the
it's letting
thing
you
with
know.
like Aquaman,
Yeah.
where it shoots out the waves of
Yeah, so so it gets to the point where as you're heading towards it, you actually see there's a pirate ship that looks like it's taking a little bit of like some shelling, fleeing away from the cove.
Okay, excellent.
As Laft is heading that way, he's like, "The hell!" It pops up a little bit, and like the rigging is kind of they come fairly close. What happened to you? And the captain looks up, and she looks a little bit rough. Laft, it's like there's demons in the sea down there. Like so many of our men got lost. I don't know what's there, but and then she kind of looks and sees the parrots. The thing. What gods have you spoken to?
So, is this the ship that was in the cove?
This is one of them. Apparently, they
they were
it's taking some
fighting
damage. It was
each
clearly in a
other?
fight.
Okay.
It appears. I mean,
Yeah,
two of them
gotcha.
arrived at the same place for a thing, but
Okay.
they're fleeing, and like one thing you see, there's a lot of blood
Yes,
on their
let
neck.
them flee. They'll be sufficiently cowed. Now for part 2 of Plan A. So now I'm going to use the seaweed to track the other ship in the cove.
Mm-hmm. Yes, as it arrives closer, it's so funny because Laugh is like, "All right, we're gonna do," and the other ship is
Yeah.
taking a good amount of damage. But as you're kind of getting closer, there are some
Yeah.
people still on the ship but there's a lot of others. There's just others that have made their way sort of on the shore. One of the person on the shore looks like they've had like or the legs have been ripped off.
Yeah.
I'm guessing by a
That's
shark.
too bad.
And the pirates are on the ship. It's like, save us! Stay out of the water!
All right, so I'm going to have the kelp come up and grab onto their ship so they can't move. And the ship's already jacked up, it sounds like, so that'll be even better.
Yeah.
And then, so what are our pirates doing? Are they getting ready to board them, or what are they?
Well, they're coming closer and seeing all this happen. Some of them are like, what are the gods doing here? Like this much. Like there's the moans of the wounded. There's some people who are up on some rocks. And like occasionally you see the sharks kind of heading by. You see a lot of them.
Those are my friends. I
Signed on.
command them. I tell the captain.
And as he looks and just eyes go wide, we have prayed to Signia for many years, but she's never brought sharks and
Yes,
Lord
and they
God.
will not harm you. Attack at will.
Drazlith,
You will have allies. Yes.
should we be bringing in my associates' allies into this fight as well?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
So Aradu will
This will be really exciting because I'm about to do something else. All right.
send a message to Aradu will call Serial and let him know the location of where the ambush is, and that the time is upon him to have his wielder lead their forces.
And I hope they're nearby. This is gonna be,
I assume they're relatively. I assume they've been on standby, just waiting for a word. Does that sound reasonable, Serial?
Yeah, so I think that basically Aradu could have simply told, while you were withholding the final location, you could tell me Serial enough to get close to the issue.
Oh yeah,
so that we could then have a strike force ready.
definitely.
Okay.
All right. So as our pirates are, I guess they're going to board this other ship.
Yeah, and then they're sort of looking. It's like as they get closer, you kind of see that they seem to be in some pretty rough shape. And Laft is like, I don't even think we'll have to fight. We may just be able to take some of them on board ourselves, drop them.
We'll make this even easier
elsewhere.
for you. And I'm going to summon baboons on the other ship.
Okay.
They really scream at them.
You kind of reach out, and they start like leaping out of the wood of the jungle.
That'll be hilarious. Oh yeah.
You have them tear people apart?
They're rabid.
Just,
They're ready to rock and roll. Yeah.
Yeah, the pirates on your own ship turn pale, and Laughed is just like, we could have brought some of them on board, made some of the crew. Like, their ship was practically destroyed. Why are you slaughtering them left and right?
They oppose me no more. I tell the captain.
Yeah, he's looks like a little bit of fear. Do you also want some to go and get the people who are on the beach?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, why not?
Okay. Yeah, they come out there. I don't know if y'all know how strong baboons are, but like it's bad.
Oh right, yeah.
It's, like you're seeing like arms and legs that have been literally ripped off.
Awful noises. I mean, they sound terrifying. That's kind of I'm really trying to scare them almost as much as
Yeah, and the crew that you're with now also fucking terrified as all this stuff is happening. And just going sort of pale, and it's before too long. It's just the sound of some of the baboons there on the ship. Some of them heading back.
Yes.
There doesn't seem to be a whole lot else to do.
Yes, we have defeated them. Now, Captain, now you understand my power.
What would you have me
We
do?
will put in at this cove and find your idol.
I guess we're dropping anchor,
Wait,
boys.
There may be some other people here, but they are allies of mine. You do not need to worry about them. I know about them, right? That was
I don't
about
know
to,
if
yeah.
you're told.
Do I know about them?
Yeah. I would tell. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
Additional forces on
I
the
just
way.
don't want Pirate Captain to freak out when other people are there. Okay.
Right, but Drazl, you know the idol
Yeah.
isn't really there yet.
We'll have to look for it. The ruins are quite treacherous and complicated and stuff.
Are you assuming that there's an idol there, Drazlith?
No, but ruins are there, and they'll have to search them for a long time to find this idol.
And let's be honest, all the shit I just did, nobody's going to come back and be like, "Oh, this-"
All right, just play it up as like part of your ineffable plan. If they
Yes.
start freaking out over the fact that there's no actual idol there yet.
All right,
Yes.
Cecile, are you guys are you on the ship?
Yes,
that's headed that way?
On the way, I'm gonna ask Serial what can you tell me about this other artifact, this other Vacha that that has contacted you.
I can't tell you much. They have been a little reserved in what they have told me. I know that they are negotiating one pirate crew to attack another pirate crew, which is good because that means that there will be fewer pirates. And I know that while the wielder of this other Vacha is competent, he also is the one that created this story about an idol, which is why we had to create one. I will grant you the power once we get there of Earth in order to move the sand aside in order to bury this idol quickly.
The idol that's still being that I don't even.
Let's time skip a little bit and say that.
Oh, okay. Hey,
Yeah.
all right. Good plan.
We'll let it take a little.
Sure.
This episode will take a little bit.
Now these other pirates, are they trustworthy? Would it be? Wouldn't the waters be secured if we just eliminated everyone who was left?
That sounds good, and then you could take their ship for your own. However, you have to remember that they have a Vacha and their wielder with them.
Oh, that's fair.
So,
give me just a moment. I'll use
Sure.
the bathroom real quick. I'll be back in a minute.
Sure.
You guys can keep.
Well, that is a fair point. We'll just have to hope that they don't. I'll just try to assess and hope that they don't. They're not going to pose a long-term threat to the barony.
I have granted you several powers. You can see in the dark.
Oh, I have powers?
Cecile has powers, right?
Not yet. I don't believe I've been officially assigned any.
No, you should. We started out with a single power at least.
Yeah, he
Oh,
mentioned
you
that
see in
a
the dark.
while back. Yeah.
Oh, I gotta get that in the sheet then. Thank you.
Yeah. You see in the dark, and the effect lasts until you do not want to see in the dark anymore. And so there's under the power, there's A and B is in combat you can neither attack nor defend this round. So I think that means while you're looking in the dark, you can attack.
Okay.
And then I will grant you the level 2 power of Move Earth, which is you can move soft earth such as sand, so that you could excavate and bury the idol quickly.
Ah, yes.
Yes. I'm not certain at this point, Cecile, whether or not a war with another Vacha is preferable.
Well, having seen everything you're capable of, I have no reason to doubt you. I certainly believe you.
However, I like what has happened so far, that we have put 2 pirate ships against each other. So
Sure, there's no point in losing our good men if we could just expend a bunch of sea wretches instead, right?
We can
I
lose
would
theirs
suggest
instead.
that you keep your eyes out and watch so that you can identify the ship, possibly a name or the captain, and then getting the word out to the other pirate crew of the ships that fought amongst each other, would show that they are untrustworthy, and therefore maybe you can start a war between the pirates.
Oh my Vacha, you're so wise. and meanwhile, my betrothed is just seeing me laugh maliciously to no one in particular, but I'm sure that's part of my charm.
And your betrothed probably thinks she's crazy.
Well, can't get the ring back. Either of them.
Okay, so while they're
Michael, I
searching,
guess
what do you
my Vacha will be keeping an eye out to find out what our new pirate allies are, just so I'll know who to pin the blame on later.
Okay. So, as you're headed, I'll say, as you're on your way there, you see a pirate ship at distance that's clearly been in some sort of combat, like heading full sail in the opposite direction from the cove. They don't even, like, when they see you, they tack a little bit further away, but they're not trying to come kind of close to where you guys are.
Remember, get the name of that ship. They are witnesses.
Right. So I'll send the command to approach within close sight enough to get close enough so that they could be the ship could be identified, or at least we could describe, or at least enough so that we can give a good description that at least pirates would know what that ship was.
Yeah, you should get close enough to sort of see some of the sigils and such on there. You recognize the pirate ship of Haley Crooked Swale.
Haley Crooked Swale.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And, the name of the ship is A Bloody Lie of God.
Well, that name just screams trustworthiness.
Or sorry, Bloody Lie of Hell.
Well, that's good. At least that'll be good information for later. I don't think we want to pursue them too much because we want to stick as close to the plan as possible. If they're just going away. Well, let me ask you this: is it possible? What's the likelihood that we could catch up to them and maybe take them out?
It's taking some damage. You probably could if you wanted to. You don't know. It seems like they happen in pretty good shape, but they're fleeing. So if you went after them, it would take you a little bit to catch up with them. You think you probably got the advantage over them.
Yeah. Given that it's already 10:45, I wonder if maybe just for the sake of sticking to closing time, maybe we should just stick to the plan and just move on to the ambush site as planned.
Okay. So yeah, as you make it to the ambush site, and at this point, realizing that the other Vacha is kind of very near, you guys from Loftus' ship, you see this other ship coming into the cove. Your guys' pirates have kind of set up. They're searching. They have people trying to dive into the ruins to see what they can find. And we will say there were some ruins there that you might have been pointed. The Vacha are going to be more aware of the ruins that remain from some of the ancient civilizations from previous eras of the world. And a lot of times the gods kind of bury them, or at least partly bury them. There's a lot of ancient remnants from the previous eras. It's hard going though, diving into ruins. So as the two ships come close, we have, I think, Mike playing two characters, or a couple of you playing two characters.
Yep.
So we've got both wielders roughly in the same spot. What do you guys do?
Where are the pirates?
Sounds like the pirates were trying to dive underneath looking for. Are the sharks still keeping nearby?
I probably disperse the
distance?
sharks because we don't need them now.
You can go, guys.
Yep.
Thanks.
So, all right. So I will ask. I'll ask the staff. Is this the other Vacha that you mentioned? Was it approaching?
I'll assume I'll be able to sense that. And
Oh yes, definitely.
yes, that is Soriel is my associate's name.
What is their intention?
I believe they're just. I believe they're. The Vacha's wielder is a local ruler who's just eliminating pirates from her domain. I believe that's as far as their intentions go.
Mm. Well, they must know that we have done what we said we would do. We have eliminated 2 of the 3 pirates. The rest of them are our allies.
Right. What was I going to say? Yes, I'll make sure. I'll make sure to. I'll send word to Serial that the pirate ship that is now approaching is, the pirate ship.
We're on a ship.
Yeah, yep.
Right. I'll let them know who the good pirates and the bad pirates are, basically.
Yes.
Well, basically, there's only the good pirates left.
Right. Correct. Yes.
Oh, right.
So, I think Suriel tells Cecile, now is the time to bury the idol. Go close to the shore.
Ah, yes.
And you will be able to move the sand and bury it just offshore, and in the ruins of the old city.
Okay, I'll assume I have like an elite, like just a core elite of minions who may know that I have some kind of power, if not the full deets. People who could maybe I'll just have them row board on like a row ship and position me so that I can go ahead and plant the idol.
Okay.
Um,
You do a boat and head through and just like,
right. Yeah. So when they see me moving Earth with the power of my will, they won't freak out or anything like that. But yes, I'll take the idol that has been lovingly provided by my betrothed and set it for convenient discovery by the pirates.
ooh, what's here?
And I'll and I'll make sure to abscond before I don't want to be caught seen at the cramp, of course.
Okay.
And wait for the rejoicing to begin.
Yes.
Yeah, one of them finally comes up and holds up an idol in his hands. I found something. He kind of swims back in and is brought up. It's like kind of like it's like looking at it, feels it's like craftsmanship's okay.
Ah, yes,
Feels-
that is the great golden idol, I will say, as if I recognize this thing.
Great golden idol of Double Dare.
Beware the green slime.
Yeah, and so at that point, they're sort of celebrating. They found the stuff, and then laughter sort of turns to you, Draslith, and goes, "We've seen you do things that defy belief. If you'll have us, we're yours."
Oh,
Very well. You will serve me well.
well done, Draslith. Well done.
The first thing we must do is
And
put
from,
ashore.
Well done, lad. I mean to say.
We must put ashore in this great land and explore it.
Yeah, and do Cecile and Draslith meet at this point?
I mean, I'm not opposed to it.
Okay.
Sure, yeah. I mean, certainly Cecile will want to see. This is the first time she's encountered a wielder such as herself, so she wants to see how the burden has worn upon another person. Curious about that.
I think it's worn pretty good on my on Draslith. He's like, does he look like he's 18?
Yeah, well, just out of adolescence, I guess. So
Yeah.
maybe not even.
Yeah,
So you'd look young, and without knowing how old you really are.
yeah.
I'm sure in time your preservation will be apparent. So she'll thank you for your services. And I'm glad that the fates have rewarded you for your assistance in protecting protecting our waters.
Yes. Our goal here was to arrive in this land safely, which we have done. So
This island isn't the fertile island, right? Am I
I
correct?
thought it was.
No, it's off of it a bit, but it's
Okay.
not far.
Yeah. So we were looking for a specific, very lush and verdant land.
Ixnay, Draslith, Ixnay. That's from the Vacha.
Oh, well, I already said it. So
Oh, great. I'm gonna have to. Draslith is in his adolescence is becoming quite willful and reckless. I'm not sure how I feel. I don't like that, but I'll deal with that in the next episode.
yes. So if it is all right with you, Cecilia, we will continue on toward our destination.
As long as your destination steers clear from my lands, I could not care less.
Yes. Very well.
and yes, and do see to it that you don't get greedy and venture upon. And I name the lands that are under my purview, for they are under my protection and the protection of my betrothed.
No, of course not. I'm going to surreptitiously put a monkey on her ship, though.
Ooh.
As
Monkey
a
spy.
monkey spy. Monkey spy.
All right. Lancelot Link.
Okay. So it sounds like then both the ships sort of head off back to the both home or the fertile island
Mhm.
where everything's just setting up. Yeah, I was going to put those things back there. And let's do a quick coda. Casimira,
All right.
you wake up in a bed in a small like home that you've not been in before. You guys kind of wake up. Your stomach still hurts. It's sore, but you're feeling better. And as you sort of look, there's a little kid, maybe 7 or 8, looks at you eyes wide the moment you sort of get up, and then runs out. And you hear him calling out someone's name.
And I look around for the Gorgon shield.
It's sitting next to the bed.
I reach out for it and kind of rest it in my lap because it just saved my life.
Yeah. A man walks in, looks you over. We saw what you did. You should have died.
I am protected by the gods. What was done here to your village was wrong. What they let me do was justice. I will pay for this for a long time.
We owe you more than we can say, but what you did, can you do that to others?
You mean, can I save others? I do not know. This is not my power to bestow. And
yeah, you can.
yeah, okay.
The shield says, yeah, you can.
Okay. Why? Is there a need?
We have many who are wounded.
Oh,
You probably you want to add that to him, the healing thing to his thing as well.
Yeah. Do I need to do it, or can he do it?
No, he can do it. Like, he just needs to know how much.
So I gave him up to the level 5 power and life.
Okay. Oh, all of them up level 5?
Yeah. I assume I have to do it in order, right? Or no?
No. Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, you could give someone level 10 right off the bat if you want. You can just give them level 5.
Okay, well, that was my intention. Let me look at life real quick just to see.
While he's looking that over, Casimira will go from, he will stand up and ask.
Yeah, I'm fine with all those.
Okay. And ask for someone to kind of prop him up, and he will go from place to place and say a prayer over each of them and see what help he can do with them.
Yeah, and as you go to the people who were harmed, and as those who've been harmed, as you touch them, you're then able to heal them. So he's already got lifelink 1, 2. So yeah, he'll end up gaining 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 control points. 2, 3. So 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, basically it would, like, for all those, it would fill up to level 5, which means you'd have equal control if you're trying to force him to do something, and he would also know like how to destroy you at that point. Yeah, as you're sort of going through and like healing those, more and more of the crowd sort of gathers around, watching in awe. And at one point, if you sort of turn and you help all the villagers they can, they're all standing around you. Some of them reaching out to like tentatively touch the hem of your clothing.
I tell them, the power comes not from within me, but within the gods. Pay homage to them.
And at which point they fall to their knees. Prayers go up into the air. The night starts to pass and fade to black.
And also the little emblem, the Gorgon emblem, would be kind of moving around as you heal people. Yeah.
Ooh, and I think
snakes are...
How about each of the villagers, whenever they are healed, their wounds form either maybe like a little Gorgon tattoo or a little Gorgon scar?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is now the village of the Gorgon.
Ooh, yeah. We got a foothold in this other land. I like it.
Okay.
Nice.
That sounds like a good place to end it. That is for 2 of you the first time this is how Wield goes.
Awesome.
So usually I find it takes a little bit just to get used to the multiple characters, but once you've got that, it tends to go fairly smooth once that's adjusted to.
Yeah, I think that might be a trend in gaming because I think this is the third game I've played this year that has you're playing two things. I played Familiars of Terra, and
I don't know that one.
where you have a familiar, so you're playing your familiar and your character, and then we played what was the
Unmasked.
Unmasked? Yeah, I was trying to. It's not masks. It's Unmasked, where you play a mask that grants a teenager superheroes. So.
And they're both separate entities.
Yeah. So
are you playing someone else's mask, or are you playing? You're playing both?
your own. Yeah. It's actually really cool.
That's cool.
You
Yeah.
played that as well, right, Michael?
That's right, I was there. You basically
Yeah.
play one or the other at all times.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Oh. Well, cool.
But cool.
Yeah. Thanks.
I had fun. Thanks y'all for playing.
Thanks for running.
Yeah, I got to crash soon because I'm a high school teacher and I get up too early.
Sure.
I'm